Hey guys, so HTC has just unveiled its latest HTC 10, which is coming with some very nice specifications across the board here. We're getting some solid improvements where fans have been really asking, for more improvements, such as the camera and some other things. Is it enough to top the Galaxy S7? That is the question. I want to do a quick little comparison rundown on the main differences between the two devices here. And this is particularly relevant for people who, are thinking, is it worth to get the Galaxy S7 now it's been on the market for a while, or, is it should you go for the HTC 10? Give HTC some of your money this year. We do get quite similar actually when it comes to quite a lot of things, both having 12 megapixel cameras now, ultra pixel cameras obviously, and I think the ultra pixel technology is ultra pixel 2 in the HTC, but really beyond marketing buzzwords, I don't think they're actually that different, except for the fact that the Galaxy still has a 1.7 aperture versus 1.8 aperture on the HTC. That might not make a massive difference, but when it comes to the low light, I think the lower one is definitely a little bit better, but they're both optically image stabilized. That's the main thing, and one of the major benefits you're getting with the HTC is the laser autofocus that LG often puts onto its high-end phones as well, and that means it's going to be getting some very nice focus speeds. The Galaxy S7 in itself definitely does, amazing focusing because of I think it's the dual pixel technology which it does have. But basically, I'm very happy with the improvements that HTC's done here with the camera. They've gone down in terms of the megapixel, which is, I think where the industry is going here. You can see we're getting a slightly bigger pixel size as well, 1.55 versus 1.4 in the Samsung handset. Also with the front facing camera, we're getting optical image stabilization. You don't get that with the Samsung handset, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I think it's the first device that actually supports that, and also I think we're getting slightly bigger like pixel size as well for the selfie cam, which is good for people who do like to take good selfies. The other specs, which is the battery, you can see both are coming with 3000 mAh. Again, props to HTC for keeping it up to the Galaxy S7 here. LG did come only with 2800, so that is nice to see. It should be apparently lasting you 2 days here with no problems. Slightly bigger display here, 5.2 inches versus 5.1 inches. I think the last one was 5.1 inches, so slightly bigger handset this is going to be this time. Whether or not that makes it a little bit unwieldy, we'll have to see. Personally, I probably would have preferred it a little bit smaller, because I found that the previous HTC handsets were a little bit kind of big, when you consider like against some other handsets. Maybe they should have made like a HTC 10 Max as well for the people who like bigger handsets. But as I said, we'll have to wait and see there. Obviously, we're getting a full metallic design here, which I'm guessing will have major benefits when it comes to durability, as well as lack of fingerprints, which is pretty awesome. We're also getting 4 gigs of RAM here in Snapdragon 820. Now, we have had the Snapdragon 823 recently announced, and that's rumored to be going into the Note 6 and the LG G Flex 3. So even though it is the latest processor, it's already being supplanted by even more kind of later processors. But nevertheless, we're getting Type-C for the USB charging port. We don't get that on the Samsung handset. We're getting full fast charging, obviously 50% in 30 minutes. Whereas the Samsung is 60% in 30 minutes, so it's a bit faster there. One area where I do like about the Samsung handset is the waterproofing ability, which I think is fully IP68 versus IP53 in the the HTC 10, which means I think it can avoid damage through some splashes if it's done vertically, but anything more you could end up damaging the device. And it's also, I don't think, fully dust resistant, which I would have liked to have seen, I think, for a nearly 600 light device here. Very expensive indeed, but hopefully, you know, it proves to be very durable. HTC were bragging that, you know, they subjected it to a whole load of, you know, like tests, and it came through very well. So other than that, we're getting high-res audio support, which I think is another thing HTC has been really bigging up, the amazing audio quality you're going to get through the earphones. I don't think Samsung has any of that in the latest Galaxy S7 as far as I'm aware. And we're also getting boom sound, obviously, for the front-facing speakers, so that should be quite cool. We're getting a IPS Super LCD 5. Personally, I'm an AMOLED man. You know, I do prefer the AMOLED displays, but hopefully the LCD is pretty good in terms of the contrast levels. You still get slightly higher pixel per inch on the Samsung though. That is, you know, worth noting here. So overall, you know, I think Samsung has definitely got a challenger here this year. You know, some people have been writing off the HTC 10 already, saying that it's not very competitive, you know, compared to the Samsung. But personally, I think HTC has done a solid step in the right direction. It certainly looks like a much more attractive device than, you know, the LG G5 personally, in terms of, you know, the functionality and as well as the actual look of the back. You know, we'll have to see how it performs at the end of the day. I'll definitely hope to get it in when it's available. I think they're going to release it in May here. But what do you think? You know, do you think HTC's gone far enough? You know, leave a comment and let me know. Hope you found the comparison helpful, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.